both the two ways. We call it method here, but it's not actually the method. It's kind of a way. Both of them has different functionality. We'll see them in details. For option one, if you have following the observability framework of Elastic and worked with Elastic Agent, you have already done the 70 to 75% of work already. For the guys who are already familiar with agent, it will be just configuring one more integration. If you haven't worked with Elastic's observability as of now, don't worry. We'll be covering the whole way in end-to-end manner. For the method second, it will be more of a application monitoring. So this part will be more focused on the apps that utilize LLMs and how you can observe those apps as well as how your LLM component in your app is performing. And we'll have live demos for both the ways. And then after the time we have left for the session, we'll dedicate it to the Q&A. So yeah, really excited for the session. And before jumping into that, I would really request the fellow engineers from the Hyperflex in the session, if anyone has any question in between, please answer that. Folks who have joined us, if you have any question in between, please drop it in the chat. And whatever leftover questions, unanswered questions, we'll take care in the Q&A session. So yeah, let's move right into the session. So yeah, what is observability and its benefit? We have this definition. You can all see it on the screen, but let's simplify it. Before observability, we everyone heard of health check. So what were health checks? It was just asking your system or your app, hey, are you alive? Right? And that's it. It will tell you that health checks tell you, okay, your system is working, but observability is observing your systems or your applications. It's not only just why it is failing, it's also why it is working. So either it's working or it's failing. We observe our app, our systems, and try to understand its whole performance. How we do it? We observe some of the matrices. These are the predefined matrices, or you can say industry standard matrices that we know. If we observe this, we can have a clear picture of our system, right? But why this is very critical is because it can help you to predict and have your proactive, you can say, actions before any fatal affect your system or your apps, right? And also, observability provides a deep insight in your system's performance and bottlenecks, right? And it enables data-driven decision making. So that's why observability is important. It's not just like, are you alive or not? It's like, even if you're alive, are you okay? Are you facing any pressure? That's kind of question we can answer when we are performing the observability. And Elastic has been in the observability for a long time. It is one of the best tool out there. And yeah, now let's talk about the shift that we are seeing. What's the difference between traditional and LLM observability? The basics are the same. We still observe the underlying systems. We still observe the applications, but the difference is, so before understanding the difference between the observability, let's understand the difference between the application development itself. So before, our LLMs, our codes were pretty hard coded, not hard coded. It's like it's defined. So, and it was not dynamic. So I have a logic prepared and I know if it's working in this way, this will work in that way. So by that, if I observe my status codes, if my system is responding in the same way that I wanted or it's not, I can observe error codes. I can observe the latency. If I am having a latency, I know one of my service is slow. But what the service, we know what we have coded, right? So everything was fixed. But when we talk about LLM is dynamic, right? Even if I have a LLM component in my application, if I give same prompt to LLM twice, it will answer in a different way until unless you ask it to repeat itself, because you can know if I, so by just like observing the status codes, right, the responses, either it's not like I have submitted one request to my LLM and it responded, okay, it's working fine. We cannot say that. LLM is more about the relevance. It's more about it is answering, but is it answering what I needed, or is it hallucinating, right? So that's where we cannot just like by observing our status codes, our responses, our latency, we need to have a very detailed look at what we are asking and what they are answering. So in that way, it is very important, especially in the phase of while you are developing your applications, so that you can know if this model is working for me or not, if this prompt is working for me or not. So that way we will see how we can monitor our LLM systems first of all, because so we can monitor the tokens in use, we can monitor how much um, you can say which model is utilizing a lot of tokens, our app is utilizing which models, how we can do that. As I said, there are two ways. We'll see that in place. But yeah, and we can also we observing our prompts and the responses in the time of development, even in the when your app is running, is very important, because that way you will understand the consumption of tokens. And there we can go on and on and on all this. You can have, there are so many blogs and discussions happening out there. So the gist is, you cannot just in the traditional way, if your system is good, if your system is responding, if their system matrices is good, your latency is good, you are good. Now it's all there, but it's also your LLM's efficiency in place. So that's the paradigm shift in between. Now, uh, okay, yeah. So this is the main part and the main agenda of this session. What Elastic is to offer in terms of LLM observability, right? So there are two things that you can observe. First is metrics and logs, right? It's not the metrics and logs of your system. We have already seen this in place for a very long time. You can have your systems, or you can say your servers, your VMs, your machines observed using Elastic agents, beats. It's there. But now you can have your metrics and logs of your LLM providers as well. So I can observe the my model metrics, my OpenAI model, my Google model, like my Gemini models, your Anthropic. So these metric, what the matrices are, as I said, token consumptions, your distribution of your token based on your models and everything. You can have it like observed and collected, and you can have the dashboards out of it. We'll see that in action. Uh, the other way is the APM way. We are familiar with the APM, right? Application Performance Monitoring. So now with OpenTelemetry and Elastic's distribution of OpenTelemetry, you can observe your applications which utilizes LLMs, and you can see in your LLM components in the whole traditional APM way. So these are the two basic through where you can utilize elastics in terms of LLM observability. Uh, Things will be more clear when we'll see it in action. So yeah, oh, my bad. So method one, what it is, it's like collecting your metrics and logs directly from your LLM provider. How you do it? So we are now talking about, let's say you are utilizing OpenAI subscription and you are utilizing their models, their APIs and all. So you can monitor, you can observe their usage. How you do it? You need an Elastic agent, first of all, in place. Then we have our Elastic integrations for the supported models. So right now it is supported for uh, OpenAI, Google, Azure AI Foundry, Amazon Bedrock. Let me just quickly switch my screen. You can find the whole list of supported model here. By the way, whatever we are discussing here is all written on the official document of Elastic, so you can go and check it out. So these are the two ways we are talking about, and these are the supported models right now. For these five logs and metrics, both are supported. For OpenAI, only metrics are supported as of now. Logs will be in the upcoming releases. We may see logs here as well. For our demo purpose, we'll be using OpenAI. Uh, just a disclaimer. Let's switch back to the slides. Yep. So these are the steps of having your LLM providers observe. So yeah, you need to install, first of all, you need to have Elastic cluster, right? If you already have it, good. If you do not have it, Elastic offers its cloud free tier where you can spin off a cloud, Elastic cloud hosted deployment, and you can use it or have it, you can play it with it for like 15 days for free. So if you are like trying to, and you are like thinking of having Elastic onboarded, go check out the free tier, have the test, and then that's site. Um, so yeah, then you need to have your integration in place, and it will come up with all the dashboards in like pre-configured. So you don't need to create some more dashboards out of it. You just need to place your integration. You need to configure it, and you have all the dashboards that you'll see. So yeah, this is the part for demo. So let's quickly jump in action. Let me go ahead and like show you the actual steps. So this is my Elastic Cloud hosted deployment. You can have your by free tier if you already have it. You will be familiar with Kibana. Um, so in Kibana, you can just go ahead and you need to look for the fleet, right? Because in Elastic Cloud hosted, you have your fleet server configured by like out of the box. If you are on self-managed Elastic cluster, you may need to install your like set up your fleet server. You can have it by last installing an Elastic agent itself. You can just go through the fleet installation documentation of Elastic, and your fleet server will be in place. So I'm assuming that by this place, you have your fleet server, you have your Elastic deployment. What you need to do now is, yep. So now what you need to go and first of all, you need to create an agent policy, right? You can name it whatever you want. Let's call it LLM observability demo, right? And you can have collect system and logs matrices. If you toggle it, like if you check it, this policy or whatever agent will be like enrolled in this policy will ship the logs and metrics of the system it is installed on. So this is a good thing. So let's keep it. Advanced settings, you can go check it out, but it's like none of our use for the demo purpose. It's the advanced options. So let's skip it. And let's just quickly create this agent policy. What policy is, so it's like a template. So you can have it's like one-to-many relation between Elastic agents and Elastic policy. You can enroll n number of agents in one single policy, and all those agents will have all the integrations you have defined here. So if you want to add or remove any integrations from your Elastic agent, you just need to have it modified and or add or deleted in your agent policies. So it's a centralized management for Elastic agent. So yeah, now that we have our Elastic agent policy in place, what we need to add an integration. So as I said, we have integrations available out of the box for these six supported LLM providers right now. We'll be using OpenAI integration. So if I go ahead and I search for OpenAI, this one, right? For configuration, you need your integration name. You can name anything. OpenAI one is fine for now. Um, Namespace, it's for segregating if you want to have it like dev, test, or anything like that. Output by default, it's the your fleet server's default output, but if you want to change it, it's not right now, it's nothing for our use. So we can keep the advanced options as it is. And this is basically what we need. So we need a admin token. If you go to this link here, it will redirect you to the OpenAI's um, platform, or you can say, one second, let's collab this. Yeah. So here it will redirect you to create your admin keys in your OpenAI platform. So you can create one. I have already one in place. So I need to go ahead and use it. Yep. So you need to paste it here. I'm not gonna use it because it's in use right now. So that will be like a breach for me. So yeah, but you need to place your admin key out here, and then you can just toggle it out. Okay, do you want to monitor your speech usage, your transcription usage, whatever your OpenAI is like offering you, and whatever you want to monitor, you can just select it from here. Completion use, I think most of the systems out there are utilizing the completion model of OpenAI for the chat bots and everything. So this is very important for you. Embeddings, if you are utilizing OpenAI's model for creating vector embeddings for your semantic search and all, you can use hit images, everything. Let's take everything. And now, yeah, so it asks for something. Let me just copy some dummy value here so that it allows me to have my integration created. So once I create this integration, now I have my agent policy. I have my integration in place. All I need is an agent which is connected to this policy installed uh, in a system, or you can say in a server or any machine, so that it can make API calls to your LLM provider, have the data, and then visualize it in a beautiful dashboard for you. So let's save it. And now, once you have it, your policy, you can just quickly go ahead and click on your add agent. And so what this will give you, this will give you an enrollment token. You can select either you want to have it fleet managed, which is the recommended way. You can also have your Elastic agent stand alone. For that, you know, you need to manage your Elastic agent YAML, your binary. It will be a binary based installation, but let's say fleet manage is what is the recommended way we recommend. Now when you go a bit down, so it will give you the commands based on whatever your operating system is. Linux, if you're on RPM package, if you're on Debian based, Mac OS, which is I am right now, I am on my MacBook, so I need to go with this, and I just need to copy this, and yeah, where's my terminal? Yeah. So if I go ahead and paste it here, what this command will do, okay, can we shift it a bit? Yeah. So what this commands will do, if you see first, it will download the Elastic Agent binary. It will unzip it. It will change the directory, it doesn't matter. And then it will install our Elastic Agent. The things to be noticed here is this URL. This URL is pre-filled by our UI. This is the URL of our fleet server. So if you are on a managed Elastic deployment, you need to give your fleet URL into the URL flag and your enrollment token. There are commands to generate the token if you not want to go with the UI part. It's okay. You can check it out on the documentation. But more or less, by just this set of commands, I will have my Elastic Agent installed and running on my system and shipping data to my Elastic deployment and have it visualized there. So right now, I'm not going to do it because I already have an Elastic Agent installed on my system and it is running. By this time, but if you are following along, or maybe if you will do it on your system, you just hit enter. You will see your Elastic agent. It will ask for some confirmation. Maybe it can ask for uh, a password based on your system's configuration. But once you have done that, you will have the confirmation here on your UI that okay, your agent is enrolled and it is sending the data. But for now on, let's skip it because I already have it and we don't want to have the redundant work. But let me show you once you have all this configured, what will be there for you. So let's go ahead to the dashboard. Once you have it, and believe me, I have not added a single, you can say visualizations here, even a single settings. This is all which you got pre-configured just by having your integration in place and your API keys. This is for OpenAI, but you will get the similar offerings for your Google models and your Azure, Amazon, AWS, Bedrock, everything. So now let's walk through what we are getting here. So first of all, you can see here, this is the time frame for 7 days. So this is my uh, provider stats for last 7 days. So in last 7 days, the API key which for my uh, OpenAI subscription, and I have this many invocations, right? I have this many token use, so 165 million tokens, right? Model usage, you can see GPT 4.1 Nano is the most popular model based on my or our usage. Uh, then there's a small text embedding model, so you can quickly see which model is in more use, and then you can see your overall invocation rate by model. It's the same kind of chart, right? Objects, is it for your completion? Is it so based on this, we can see we are mostly utilizing in-house, we are utilizing our subscription for only like majorly three purposes, which is like our completion, which is our chat models, embeddings, because for the vector embeddings, which we do, as you see, we develop a lot of in-house tools. We work very much on the semantic search and the vector search capabilities of Elastic. So we utilize all the embeddings models for creating vector embeddings. And then the POCs around our voice-based agents and all. For that, we need the transcription models as well. This what we are seeing. If you are using more, you can see it. Then the top project IDs, these three usage is actually divided into three projects, three API keys, one API keys for one project, one user for one API key. This is like our configuration. But based on this, you get the gist that okay, whatever I can get the model usage. I will get my model invocation rate, what for what I am utilizing it, which are the top 10, or you can, so top 10 is by default, right? So top 10 projects which are using my like the usage based on my project, and you can see the invocations here. And but the most important part is the token metric, because that's where the cost lies. So you can see the tokens in like input tokens, output tokens, right? Last, and this is like distributed per 3 hours. So for this date at 6:00, I have this many. Then you can go ahead and you can see that the time frame is changed. So it's divided into 3 hours time period. This is kind of a more detailed one. This is the overall summary, right? So it's like 147 million input tokens, 15 million output tokens. In general, output tokens are more costlier than input tokens, right? And input embedding tokens. So I can use the token usage. This is the cost is not included here by default, but you have the data in your system. If you know your per token cost for your model, you can have it calculated. So you can have this by default, but if you want to have your own visualization created, by that integration, you already have your data. How you can do it, we have covered it in our Kibana in Action series, which is also available on the same Hyperflex channel. You can find it on our websites as well. So you can go ahead and check it out how you can create this kind of visualization by your own data. But yeah, this is what you get out of the box token usage based on model. So if I hover just here, I can say my GPT 4.1 has used this many of tokens and all. So by this, you have the picture. I know this may seems good, and but when you like have it in place with your application monitoring, which will be our phase two. So what I can say, this project is associated with one of my application, right? So now I know whatever invocations with I am getting. This I am utilizing 4.1 model for one of my app. This is what token usage I am getting. So I know, okay, this model is utilizing this one. I am using this model and that app. Okay, this is the usage of that app. You can have it, as I said, you can create your own detailed visualization if you want to break it down by your applications, because once we have our application monitoring in place, your application data will also be in the same cluster. So you can have play with it. But right now, I'm just showcasing you what you can get out of the box. There's endless possibility when it comes to your own inputs and your own custom visualization, custom things, but this is what you get with out of the box. Few of them you are not sure having any data because we are not using any image based models for our usage. Transcription, as I said, for one POC, speech is zero. So this is why these are empty. But if you're using all of this, you will have the other visualization in place as well. It completely depends on how much you are utilizing your provider subscription, right? So this is what you will get for your LLM provider metrics. We don't have logs for OpenAI, but if you are utilizing any of these five LLM, or you can say agentic AI platform, you will also have the log support in by coming out of the box. All right. So this is our phase one. Let me go back to slides, right? We will see monitoring our applications which is based on LLMs in play. Before that, we have this rapid fire question round. So, Ploy, I would like to have hand over mic to you for this section.
All right. Thank you, Parivesh. All right, everyone. Yeah, I know that was, really insightful. Thank you, Parivesh, for going over the demos. Looks really interesting. Okay, so I want to break up the session a little bit by having some question for our speaker, or if any of you guys have the question, feel free to drop in the comment, to drop in the chat. Okay, so first thing first, Parivesh, what makes LLM observabilities truly different in your opinion?
I think I have covered a bit about it, but yeah, the thing that LLMs are not, you can say, fixed in their nature. They are dynamic. They tends to give you different kind of outcomes or output based on your input. So monitoring that is challenging. There are so many development happening out there for this one. So, but yeah, right now, uh, monitoring your input tokens and output tokens and your prompts is what we are doing. So yeah, this is the different from the traditional one. Traditional one, it's just like, is it my system working or it's working good? That's it. Now, even though it's working, there's one more question: is it working in the way that I want it? So
Yeah.
that's the shift that we are seeing.
Yeah, totally. You need to make sure that the AIs understand you as well in order to work for you well. Nice. All right. And next questions. So, where do you see LLM observabilities evolving in over the next years? So, and what will matters more in the future?
I think everything is shifting towards AI, right? So
Yeah,
this responsibility will be keep on growing. It will soon become the necessity. That's for sure. And so what I can think of, it's like right now we can monitor what our LLM is doing, right? Most of like in upcoming releases for whatever provider we are working with, like right now we are seeing Elastic, but there are other providers as well for the observability, especially if we talk about LangFuse and all, LangChain, LangSmith. So this those providers are also doing a very good job. So I can like hope there any sooner we'll see the prompt analysis, right? Before like we can observe our prompt, but it will give us some way to optimize our prompts and have it more better on the fly.
Yeah.
Or make
Wow.
some things there.
Yeah, totally. Right now, like AI is just everywhere. So we gotta be on top of the games, make sure that we on top of AI and AI like on top of us. Awesome. All right. This is an interesting question. So if you were advising a CTO building AI powered products today, what would you emphasize early on?
This will be a longer answer. So first of all, if I will be advising, my first thing, do it, right? Because
Yeah.
this, yeah. But also, don't just do it because for the sake of like being in trend and just like everyone is doing, let's do it. Because it's kind of a very vast field. So what I would say, first plan your what you want from what actually you want from AI. So if you have it
Mm,
clear in your mind, your AI will or your LMs won't be hallucinating that much because
yeah.
are if you are hallucinating in your planning in your vision, they will definitely gonna hallucinate. So let's try and try to narrow down your approach, what actually you want. Because if we're talking about LLM, though, like the bigger ones, those are like large language models, right? But there are also small language models out there. So we have this big, let's give it example for Netflix, right? Netflix is using an SLM for its recommendation, and they are very
Mm,
narrowed down their approach. Okay, this is what we want, and we'll get best out of it instead of
yeah.
going through a like more generic approach. So, the more narrow down your approach will be, the more success you will get from the AI. That's what like I feel.
Hmm. Yeah, totally. I love the Netflix example. Totally related. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think sometimes like Netflix can suggest something that I feel like, I never think of it, but actually now I want to watch this one.
yeah.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Now let's continue to our sessions. Yeah, same as all of the attendees. If you stay until now, really appreciate it. Feel free to, engaging in the question with your question in our chat, and we'll be sure to cover it toward the end. All right, Parvesh, please take away the mic.
Thank you, Ploy. So yeah, as Ploy said, thank you so much, guys, to be with us. And now we'll see the other method, I can say other offerings, which is observing your apps, which utilizing your LLM models, right? So how Elastic offers it? It offers this functionality based on OpenTelemetry. So OpenTelemetry now is kind of an industry standard for shipping your telemetry data, observing your apps. And Elastic support OpenTelemetry natively, so you can directly ship your OLTP telemetry metrics to Elastic deployments. uh, you need to think, you definitely needs to look at the versions where it supports. So I think after 8.16 it's natively supported, but I personally recommend to go with packages, which is Elastic's wrapper on your OLTP shippers. So this package are designed in to work closely with your Elastic deployment, have Elastic as your output. As you know, yeah, OpenTelemetry, your collectors can ship to variety of your you can say your destinations, but packages works only for Elastic. This is Elastic's wrapper on OLTP shippers and collector, you can say. And the one more benefit of using packages is that you don't need to worry about configuring any bridge and shippers and all. You just need to so if you have worked with Elastic APM, it's a similar kind of configurations out there. No code changes required. You just need to have your packages in place. You need to configure it. uh, there are two ways to do it. It's either in the code or using environment variable. We'll be doing in the environment variable way in the demo, but just to let you know, there are two ways. And so yeah, How are we gonna do it? You need to first choose your distribution. How you can choose it based on your supported, your text, your stack of your application. If it's Python based, you need to go for Python SDK, Node, Java, and E is available for almost every popular technology out there. Then you need to have your dependencies in your application environment. So that's the necessity step. It's not any code changes, but yeah, you need to have your packages installed. So that's definitely a requirement. Then configure an environment variable. For us, for if you're working with Elastic, it will be your APM server URL, your secret tokens, right? And your um, the service and your like service names and everything, the configuration which you want to see in your application. We'll see that in action. It will make more sense. And yeah, it's just like your SDK for eDot will automatically wrap itself around your application. It can see what's happening inside your application, and it will provide this telemetry data to Elastic. You can monitor it in your APM dashboards and your APM UI. What you will get from it, you will get first of all your request is successful or not. So if you are any errors, you will see your errors, your successful transactions. For your particular successful transactions, you will see that it is distributed by the whole traces of your transaction. So from end to end, so like from generating the request to providing the response, what components the request has traveled, how much time it has taken, and for each component as well, there will be a detailed uh, info out there. So for the session, we will be seeing we are focusing on the LM part, and to do that, we will be utilizing one of a demo app that I have prepared for this demo. It's kind of a very simple app. What it offers, it is a land graph based app, and you can just submit a claim. It's like an expense claim. Every organization having some reimbursement mechanism for their employees. So you can submit a claim, and your based on your policies which are also ingested in Elasticsearch, you will get the decision taken by your LLMs, and the context will be your policy document. Either this claim should be um, submitted, or you can say accepted or rejected, or maybe it requires an human review. And you can have a chat functionality with your chat assistant for your claim service as well. This is a basic app. This is a basic, you can say RAG based or agentic flow that you can achieve. By the way, you can, as you see, I've used Elasticsearch as vector DB. So if you are like we're trying to have it some kind of similar app for yourself, you can check out Elasticsearch capabilities as well. It's awesome. So yeah, for the demo, yeah, let's go back to my browser and let me show you first the app in play. So let's say I go here. This will ask me for my employee ID, my category, everything. Let me just give you any demo employee ID. By the way, I have already have the policies ingested and taken care in the background. So it will be for learning and training because that's what we are doing right now. And let's go with one of my favorite. So this will be the replacement for my elastic observer. Just let your AI process it. Yeah, this needs to be under human review. This is the decision my LLM has taken based on the policy which we have, right? You can see its reasoning, threshold, etc. But whatever we have, if we have it under human review, as per my app, you can go ahead and just approve it. Why we are doing it? Because the more we are interacting with our app, the more telemetry data it is generating in the background. So it's approved. Whatever this one is rejected. I don't know which one it was. But yeah, once we have this, you can go ahead and have your chat. So give me all names in a tabular format. So by the time we have worked with our apps, it should generate enough traces and telemetry data for us to be seen in. By the way, let me just quickly see if my telemetry was working there or not. Some see, let's go to service. So let me just walk you through with the end solutions first, or then I can show you the code part which we have, which we need to configure just to have your um, app observed using our e-dot packages. So this is my Elasticsearch of EPM UI, which we used to which we call it. So if you go to your service inventory, this is my service. If you go there, you have all your transaction listed down, whatever like we have used in last 15 minutes. So this will be my submit. So this trace was transaction was created when I submitted my claim. This is generated when I was chatting with my chat bot. And this is like this is not directly I have used. My agent used it to get the access to the pending claims. And this is was there when we uh, submit our this is also made by our agent for the review of my claim, right? So what I am interested in, because I know this too is actually utilize my LLMs for doing its work. So I am interested in this transaction. And if you can see, you have this big trace for your transaction. You can have it for like now you can see our request was successful because our status got 200. Okay, right? That's I know. But what am I interested in? As I said, my request was okay, everything was working fine, but is it working as I wanted? Let's see. First of all, before going to that, you can see whatever in the traditional observability framework you can do it here as well. Right? You know which so your total time for your request to be uh request transaction or your transaction duration is there. Then you can see which component contributed to what time for making this request successfully happen, right? So it's line graph flow. It's completely line graph based request, but it's like the task is different. So it's like ingest task. When I submit my claim, it first go and indexed it to an Elasticsearch index. Then it's extract an info how it do it based on some LLM. So this is where my first LLM job was there. So it extract the info uh, from my form based data, right? Then again, Elasticsearch component for searching my policies. Then the biggest, you can say the trace or span for our transaction is the evaluation, whether this needs to be rejected, submitted, or sorry, approved or human review. So these two are my LLM based workflows, or you can say the node for LangGraph, right? So that's So we have seen like, or for everything you can, for every HTTP request, what kind of metadata or what kind of details you will get from your APM based or OpenTelemetry. If you have worked with OpenTelemetry, you know it. If not, you can check it out. But our focus will be on the LLM components for now. So if you go ahead and see for a specific um, request or specific span which is being processed by my LLM, I am getting this much of info. First of all is what's my output content was. So this is the JSON document that my LLM extracted and provided me. So this is my output. This is the model. So we utilize GPT-4o for this purpose, right? And the request type is chat. And where was the prompt? Yeah, this is the a prompt content. So this prompt, this is what the prompt was this: extract the structured information from the following expense claim. And this was my form data. And I have created in this way that it will provide me the JSON. So I am happy with this result. I am seeing this was my prompt. This was my expected result. So it's good, but if it's not, you can go ahead and change your system prompt, which is your hard-coded prompt for an agent, to have it more detailed, like to work in a certain way. So that's what I was saying. And you have other info as well. So let's just quickly see. So you have the token count, right? So this was your input token. This was your output tokens. This was your total tokens. Now this is the auto instrumentation. But as I said, even if you want to have it, let's talk about this part when we are going through the code, because that will be more intuitive. So these were like specifically for AI. Other than this, you will get all this kind of traces for all your service name, your framework, telemetry span, everything is similar. For the LLM obsolete part, this are the things that we are interested in. So tokens, my input prompt, my output prompt. Also, if you have any concerns about the sensitive data, that it should not be shown in your telemetry, hotel do have a flag to mask it out, so you can check it out. Right now I have kept it for every prompt, just to show you that okay, it is possible to capture your prompts, not by doing any extra code changes, just by the e dot configuration. So this is my first thing. You can observe your second. This will be the same kind of information for this pen as well. Just our prompt will be different. So this was my prompt which I have given to my, this is in my agent prompt, so that you are an insurance claim adjuster, etc., etc., etc. Based on my policy, try to give me an of like the decision, and it gives me the decision as human review and the reasoning. That's it. I can, the reasoning is what based on my policies. I can, if you are an AI engineer, uh, this prompt is like, if this is what I expected or not. If it's not, you need to refactor it. So as I said, especially when you are developing an app, having this kind of authority in place is very important, so that you can do it, and you can like present it to everyone. And I can, you can as a developer, you can go ahead and have it logged and see it. But if you want to have it presented, this is a good, and you can have it like this is stored. This is, you can go through it every time. So this is what you can get out of the box. And now we are almost for the time as well. So let me just quickly go to the code and show you what you need to do to have it observed. So this is a step.md. So this is my code base for my application. And before that, can I quickly open one documentation as well, because this will be due. So yeah, these two come. So now let's go to this. So first of all, you need these packages to have everything observed, everything monitored, right? So this was the E dot package, right? Elastic observability. The command to install it is this. So if you are on Python, this is a Python-based example, but as you can see, these are the all available SDK. So for PHP, Node.js, Java, iOS, .NET, Android, we do have it. So you can just go ahead and check your steps. I'm demoing Python one, that's why I'm showing the Python steps. So you need to first install your OpenTelemetry package. Then this command is very important because what it will do, once you have your package in place, just by this command, it will go observe, like go through all your pip dependencies and identifies which open telemetry dependencies you need to install to have your app completely observed. And just by this, you will get all of the remaining hotel packages. So you don't need to go ahead and manually manually install these packages. Just a single command like this can do it for you. Let me just shift it here so it will be neighbors. Now, so yeah, once you have it, as I said, for commands, just two commands, you have all your packages ready. And now the instrumentation part. So because I had this LinkedIn based app, you need to don't need to change any code, but you just need to add these 4 lines to your starting point. So for me, it was the main.py. So you can see I added these 4 lines. What it is doing, just importing the instrumentation methods from a specific package. So it's for like fast API and LangChain, and you can just like calling it. That's it. Or you can say initializing it. That's it. No code changes, just these 4 lines in your code and these environment variable you need to export. So if I need to go ahead and just end this. So I've stopped my app. I need to go ahead, export this environment variable and just restart my app. And just I need to start it with this prefix. This is the you can say manual way of doing it. You can, if you like, you can have it in your service file. You can change your starting commands and everything, and will be fine. So and yes, so now my application is being observed by my e dot package. Whatever uh, you can say interaction I will do with my app, it will generate some traces and transactions, ship it to my Elasticsearch, and you can observe it in your Elasticsearch. What were of our interest is our prompt data for this LLM observability. But you can get the all you can do it in open telemetry. So yeah, let's just this will be like the last part. What you need to provide to where. So your service name, if you remembered, our service name was Claims Agent Fast API. Here, so this thing comes from this configuration. This is my APM server endpoints. If you are on your cloud deployments, you will get your APM server uh, endpoint in your cloud.elastic.cloud like cloud console. If you have self-managed deployment, you will have once you install your APM server, you will have your endpoint there. Or you can install your APM server. There's a guide out there. Do check it out. But just all you need is your APM server URL, your secret tokens, your for APM server, when you do it for agent-based APM servers, it comes like for a default, you can change it, but just for like the secret token of your APM server. And these are all here, right? And you actually don't need to have memorize it or somewhere written it. You can, if you are on Elastic, You can just go ahead and go to observability, service inventory, and you can just go ahead and do add data, and you can select OpenTelemetry, select your Python. Yeah, and it will give you these things. This is what like I was talking about. So you have your endpoint, you have your API key, you have your service name, everything. So this is the boilerplate. You just need to copy it and you need to export it here. And that's it. So by this, you will have your app, LLM based app, or any app which is utilizing your LLMs being observed and shift your traces to your, sorry, to your cluster, and you can make your informative decisions out there. There's so much to be which can be done. So I was talking about, this is the auto instrumentation, but OpenTelemetry do have its own APIs to, you know, do your manual intervention. So you can tweak what you want to cover, what you want to add. So you can always start a good transaction. You can add your data to your transaction. So whatever we were seeing, if you want, so we have the token counts, and if you have, you can just add one line of code and you have your cost as well. So you can calculate your cost and you can, it will show it on your UI as well. So you, there are a lot of possibilities when you start doing things, customized way. But these was, it offers out of the box. You don't have, need to do anything, just a configuration, one time thing, and it will give you this much of information out of the box. So this was like the all planned demos and everything. But now it's time for Q&A. Uh, I am not sure how much time we have left. Loic, how much time do we have?
I think we have approximately like 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes, but I think that should be enough to cover some questions.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we received a couple questions. So, the first one is, what's the recommended approach for handling PII within prompts so it isn't exploded in traces?
Yeah, as I said, if you're dealing with the sensitive data, OpenTelemetry do have this. So the configuration of our environment variables, there is a flag. So I need to find it exact name, but you can go and do the Google for the flag for OpenTelemetry, and you can set it to false. So it won't, it will mask your sensitive data so that it won't be exposed in your prompts.
Great. I hope that answered the questions. Another question is, does it provide built-in guardrail to redact sensitive user data from the prompt or respond traces before they are stored? Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a similar answer for
Yeah,
that.
right. It's a similar, yeah, so that's great. Hopefully the first answer already answered both. All right. I'll leave a room for a little bit if you guys have any follow-up questions. All right. If we're good, we can start closing up. So, everyone, thank you so much for joining. All right. Virus, we might move on to the next slide, please.
All right. I think, yeah, we are at the, okay, yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for joining, guys. We are so grateful for everyone's participations. We're so glad that you're here. I see some similar faces as well. So thank you so much for being our regulars. We hope that you walked away with much more insight about Elastic and like about Elastic, OpenTelemetries, LLMs. Yeah, today we talk about with AI. So we hope that it will be beneficial for you, your works, or your daily life. All right. So we at Hyperflex, we host webinar every month. We have Kibana series, Elastic series, some cool webinar like this. So please stay tuned on our LinkedIn. All right. So yeah, stay tuned on our website, our LinkedIn. We have webinars every month. So hope to see you guys again. Thank you so much for your time. All right. Goodbye, guys. Have a good one.